In the world of ancient Greece, philosophy and thought were very important to the people, but especially to those who were in some sort of leadership position. People who were generals and kings would be affected in more ways than one by the philosophers of ancient Greece. Plato is known very well for his many works such as the Republic. The Republic is an ancient text that is written in a dialogue format. The Republic is written by Plato, and it follows Socrates as he has a discord with many men who are determined to find out what is justice and a number of other philosophical questions. Within this series of discussions, Socrates is able to convince many of his way of thinking by utilizing a string of logic to back up his ideas and philosophies. This ancient text is extremely important as it sets the foundation for morality that the Western civilization would be cultivated from. From this, and a few other texts, Plato and a number of other philosophers would become extremely popular in ancient Greece. In 387 BC, Plato founded the Academy on the northwestern outskirts of Athens. The place where the Academy was located was, at first, a place where Plato and many of his philosopher friends would gather to discuss ideas. In time, a building would be erected where Plato officially formed the Academy. While it may be vastly different from any school we would see in the modern times, it would have the fundamental characteristics of an educational institution. This artifact would be very important to the world of ancient Greece, as it would teach many people about philosophy, politics, mathematics, physics, and much more. People such as Aristotle, who was a student of Plato at the Academy. Aristotle is arguably one of the most influential philosophers of the classical Greek era. Aristotle educated many future Greek kings such as Ptolemy and Cassander, but his most decorated student was Alexander the Great. Just like his teacher Plato, Aristotle composed a number of works. His works are revered as having the most influence on logic, biology, political science, scientific method, psychology, and many more subjects. Some people have even called him the father of these subjects. One example is one of Aristotle's treatises, Politics. This ancient text is in a line of other texts that are all important in their own right. This work is made up of 8 books that all talk about the different things that concern politics, such as the household, community, regime choices, and so on. A potential reason as to why this work is so influential is due to Aristotle building upon other philosophers' works such as Plato's Republic. This work is significant because it discusses many ideas that are often troped to the classical Greek era, but more importantly, it presents many theories that have even been adopted in the modern era, such as mathematical models for voting. Aristotle did more than just compose arguably the most important works of his time. Following his teacher's footsteps, he also founded his own school. In 334 BC, Aristotle created a lyceum outside of the east side of Athens' walls. Unlike the Academy, though, the lyceum was open more to the public and anyone would appear and attend classes. It was here at the lyceum where Aristotle would conduct many of his famous studies into natural sciences and other important subjects, many of which would hold true until the Enlightenment era. This artifact would be significant for the learning of humanity until 86 BC, when it would be destroyed by the Roman general Sulla. All of these texts and artifacts contribute to the overarching concept of philosophy in ancient Greece and why it was so influential. The big takeaway from these sources is that learning and education were crucial to the lives of many Greeks, and without these texts and artifacts, history would have been dramatically different.